Okay, so if you have, so if you got it on your phone, that's cool, as long as you've started a, just hold on here. Talking. All right, so as long as you have an account somewhere, then you can go and open up your account, like either your desktop or your phone account. Now with desktop, you can sign in if you have Facebook, so that makes it easier too. So I signed in, and the thing is that I'm just gonna go, let's get you guys over here. Where can I put your, all right, I'll just put you in the center here. Oh, who popped in?
Me.
Oh, hey, Moira.
Hi.
All right, so what we're gonna do, okay, so everybody's got their account set up. And so Moira, where do you have your account on your desktop and your phone?
No, but I can.
Which one do you have it on right now? Your phone?
I don't have it on an, oh, you mean usually. Yes, I have it on both.
Okay, okay, so I'm just gonna start with the desktop. So Stephanie, this is what you're gonna see when you open up your account on your desktop. So I'm just gonna run through the dashboard. So here you'll see at the top, you can add your picture, and I do recommend that you add some sort of picture. Activity feed, so this is everything that you've been doing. Let's let it load here. Or sorry, everybody else's feeds. It's pretty slow right now. Hold on, let me just download. And then next one is your segments, which is something you don't have to, worry about. These are just starred segments. And what are segments? You'll learn about this as the summer goes on, because people will say, oh my God, this is a segment in the road. So basically a segment is somebody has set it up where, from this point to this point, it's a segment, and it's kind of like how fast can you do that segment, and you can get like, you could be the fastest woman for that day, or you could get like a trophy for something. So these are segments. So there are all sorts of segments all over the city and in certain times, certain places. So you might finish your ride and get all these awards for different segments on your route that you didn't even know about, but you're like, oh, that's cool. Like, and I've always wondered how they set these things up, because I'm like, I don't know how I can be the first when there's like 500 ladies. And you can go through them and sort of check out how many people have been on there, and everything. So it's kind of cool. And these ones are your routes, so you can create new routes. So say you're a group ride leader. So Debbie, if you're leading a route, you can create it in here, and you can kind of share it with your team, or your on your event that you're leading, and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Some ladies might be able to download this onto their devices and just follow along. So this is, so you can create your own routes here. Now training logs. I don't think many of us are going to have these. Well, this is kind of like what you've been doing every week in the year. So you could do multiple sports. You can, if you hike, you can Strava it. If you walk, if you paddle, like you could Strava any kind of activity, and it'll end up here, and it just says like you've done this activity today, and it gives your total. And so it's kind of cool. See, I started in 2014, so it has all my data back then. Next one is my activity. So what I've been personally putting out. So these are all the rides back, well, pretty much, oh, back to last year. So, and then this is extra. I think this is like a VIP. Explore, segment explore, so you can, go find different segments. Like, some people are like, I'm going to really like work on this segment in this particular route close to me, see how fast I could do it. So you can treat some of these segments like time trials for your own personal development, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so you could look at, so you can search that. So, here, if you look at your area, it'll probably pop up like where everybody, and you can set a segment. So say you live in Carp, and you have this particular route and you want to use one little section as like a little time trial, then you can create your own segment in there. So you see all these like little, these are all the segments that are around in this area. So you see this one, that's a pretty long one. Boom. Number I, it's 11 kilometers. So you see that, so you can create a whole bunch of these, and I'm sure that there's different ones. So segment.
I love that it's to go to pizza.
Yeah. You can give it, is there one called that? Oh yeah, Terry Fox. Oh no, here, 366 to pizza. Yeah, you could give it a wild descent, like, there you can give them all sorts of crazy, like this one here. G, is that crazy? No. Yeah. Anyways, so you can create your own. You can explore them. Yeah.
Sorry, it's Moira.
Yeah.
As far as the segment goes, doesn't I remember at one point my phone, I don't know if it was my Garmin or Strava or what it was, but it would beep at me, and then I would look at my device and it would say something about, well, it would give that name of a segment. So then all of a sudden you realize that you're there. It's like, oh, okay, so if I really wanted to do this seriously, I could pay attention to those pings, but I think I turned it off because it was annoying.
Well, then you're not prepared, right? So a lot of people know where the segments are sitting.
Yeah.
And they go and they train. So look, like if you bring it down even more, there's more segments. Like they're all along the routes, like there's mountain biking ones. So these ones are in here. So anyways, it's just kind of fun for yourself. So there's segment search, so you can go find some. If you want to follow someone like Clara Hughes or Mike Woods, we can go find them here. Actually, we should be following each other. So once we find everybody, so these are basically, it's pulled out of your friends from either Gmail or Facebook. Clubs, you can join other clubs. So these are my clubs that I've joined. You cannot find us because we're a private group. So that's why we have to send you the invite to jump in. So, so don't bother searching for us, but you can, jump into any other ones that, that you know of. Apps, running races, local stuff, challenges. They have lots of different challenges here. Some of them are running. These ones are running. You can search some of them are like, how, certain amount of elevation climb or certain distance. I'd like to try and figure out how we can make our own challenges. So April cycling distance challenge, you can, join that. And there's like fondos and things like that. So it's just to keep you motivated.
And when you complete, you get a badge.
Yeah, and then you get your badge. All right, so let's go to, so on the desktop, like say you don't have a Garmin or something that's going to connect to Strava on its own, but you do have a bicycle computer and you do know how much distance you did, or if you don't have one, but your friend recorded it, and she knows like how far you went and the time and everything. So that's where you can do your upload here or your manual entry. So I never upload. I always, like, if I forgot, and or if my phone died or whatever, I will manually enter just the ride and the description. And I think, Moira, maybe you can,
Yep.
that you can copy from other people's
Yes.
rides.
Yes, and I'm very rusty on that. I think Jean is pretty good at doing that. I don't quite remember. I have to reteach myself every season how to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I've
I think
because
what goes on is you have to go, you have to request something from the other person, and they provide you with the link, their own link, and then you copy from them. I think that's how it works.
okay, or you can just get the distance and the time
Yeah.
and add it in here, and that's pretty easy.
The only thing about adding your own manual one like this is that you don't get any achievements. Even if you're copying from somebody else,
Yeah.
they're not your achievements, which I find is really
Well, it's
debilitating.
it's kind of hard to
I live for the achievements.
but the thing is that what you're looking for is the logging of
Distance.
the activity.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so what, you don't get achievements that time, but your activity has been logged.
Yeah. And the other thing too to note here when you're doing your manual one is down here where it says bike. Here are the choices that you have put in when you're putting in your gear. So if you have an indoor trainer, then you would set it to indoor training if that's what you're doing. But if you go outside and you change to your road bike, then you have to go in here to the bike, choose that bike in order that each of the categories are populating properly.
Oh,
So
that's really good tip. And you know what? I wish the ride type, they would have something other than race and workout.
Yeah, I know. It's
like,
kind of
how about recreational ride?
yeah.
And then you can set your privacies. There is one thing. Well, we'll wait till I get to the manual. No, your phone. Okay, so that's it for basically. This is where you find the little add-on, because for a long time it was kind of hidden somewhere. Like, you can go to your find friends, your profile, your settings. So if you want to be if you want it to be private, you don't have to put your own face in there, but I always recommend putting a picture of some sort.
But apparently not your bike.
Yeah, I would not. So the thing is about that, and that's kind of where I was going to get to. I would not put the type of bike that you own, because people can see where you start. And this is the other thing, is that you can add, or you can make a changes where it'll start your ride like 500 meters from your house. So it doesn't pinpoint where you live. And if you're like showcasing your bike, then people see your bike and they know where you live, and thefts have happened. So that's where, there's, don't put the type of bikes you have. Just say road bike, mountain bike, commuter, indoor trainer, whatever. And try not to, do close-ups of your bike. That's just some recommendations. And then also your starting points. I believe you can set that up so it's not starting at your house, but in the neighborhood, so nobody knows where you live. I think that's pretty much it. Do you girls have any questions?
Where would you find that place to change your starting point? Like, where is that be found?
Let's just go to profile. Let's take a look in here. I believe it's something in your phone as well. Do you know, Moira, where you would specifically set that?
It might be in
Let me just go up here to
The
settings.
dashboard, yeah, to training. No, I don't know. You have to explore. Oh, there we go.
Here, accounts, my performance.
Privacy. There it is. Privacy controls.
Privacy controls. Okay.
Right under display preferences.
So that was
Yeah.
settings and privacy control.
Yeah, so underneath your face, like in the top right-hand corner,
Mm-hmm.
there's a little drop-down menu, and that's where you're gonna find like your profile settings. So here you can see your profile page, your activity, everyone can see it, flybys. Oh, this is where you can actually see, you know, people who are on the same ride. I think that's, but this is more like that you want to think about. So here you go, privacy zones.
Okay.
So enter your address to hide the portion of any past or future activities that starts or ends nearby. You will not appear on the leaderboard or any segment. So this is where you have to make a decision. Like, do you want to be on a leaderboard? Do you want to, you know, get part of your segments? The zone won't be centered on your address, but for additional privacy.
Basically, all that's saying is exactly what you were saying, that it will not record where you are actually starting, like from your driveway,
Right.
and it will not record when you come back. But you could still get on the leaderboard. It's just that segment is, and that's what I'm not quite sure about, but I don't think that segment that you've blocked counts on the leaderboard. That's all that means.
Oh,
So
okay.
your distance might actually be longer than that. I don't quite understand that
It's
part.
going to be shorter, right? Because you're starting away from your house. So,
but
Yeah.
I think that that's not. I think that that's not right somehow. I think that the distance, somehow or another, the distance that you're recording on your computer.
well, I'm going to enter mine.
Yeah, I see that you're not private.
Because like, okay, so how would?
Oh, there's a select radius and create.
Yeah, so you can select like 200,
Yeah,
400
there you go.
meters, 800 meters.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's not that much, eh?
Create privacy zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So there you go. Okay, so there it shows like I'll start in any one of this area here. Regenerate, remove. That was pretty easy.
Yep.
Metro and so there you go. You go in there and you decide like where you want to.
Oh, so I saw you just said edit past activity.
Edit past activities.
Because I was wondering the other day,
You can go manually. Stephanie, you can go manually enter stuff that you've done like months ago. You know, so
yeah, because the other day my Strava just went banana and
well, that
I did double the distance and that I was going 200 kilometers per hour. So.
Oh, did you not? So that's where you can go and you can add a manual entry. Also,
like go into the training and you can change it there too.
Yeah, there's times where like I've forgotten and I drove home. And that's where you can go into your activity and you can crop your ride, because some people are like really sticky about that.
You go over to edit.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Hold on, can I get in there? Oops.
Again, there are only some things you can change, other things you can't in that edit.
Yeah, so if you drove home, then
so you can't change your speed, you can't change.
No, you could just change your distance. Where is it?
It's over there and you can't change it. What you have to do is you have to actually delete the thing and re-enter it.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I've cropped it where I've moved the little guy. And yeah.
Oh, I've never done that.
You have to do it in here because
well, that's where you are, but see that the stuff under details are the things that you can't change. That I mean, there's some other way to do it.
I know you can, because I have on a number of occasions.
Maybe it's not in activities, maybe it's somewhere else. Well, it has to be.
My routes, no,
Yeah, my routes would do it.
no, those are the ones you've created.
Yeah.
It has to be in here because I know I've done it.
Or it's under your plus sign when you were doing manual entries and stuff,
Hold
but I thought
on
that was from
here,
the
just a
beginning.
second.
Huh.
Edit. Oh, here it is. So you go this and you can crop. You can crop it. Right, segments. I know, I've done it before. No, it was in here. I'll figure it out and I'll share that with you. But I know I've done it before because I've left and I've driven home.
Yep.
And
have Strava on. Yeah.
Yeah, and people don't like that. Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Crop.
3 little dots. There you go. Crop, split. So this is where, see this little guy? You can move it back and crop it.
Oh, you taught me something.
Yeah, so that's, I knew I could, so then, and then you crop and change your distance.
Cool.
So usually it's at the end, right? Like,
yeah.
So you can, so you just sort of, anyways, that's where you can do it.
Okay, great.
So you can change that up and remove your 90-kilometer ride home. I did that once and somebody messaged me and said, hey, like, because they lost like a QM or something. So again, they're like, yeah, can you like fix that? I was like,
Wow.
what? Yeah. So, okay, so now let's move to, all right, so I'm gonna stop sharing. So let's move to your phone. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see this because of, anyways. So does everybody have their phone app?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing, they've changed it. So if you open it up at the bottom, you'll see feed, explore, record, profile training.
Yeah.
Right.
So record is where you want to start. And make sure you hit start. Because push record and then push start. Hey, Michelle, because then I've done that. I've started it. I didn't push start. I did my ride. I got home. It wasn't. So then you can go create your route, or you can just manually enter. And so you can create your route if you knew what it was. So that's the only thing. Just make sure you start it. And then you make sure you finish it. What else? Okay, so then.
Auto pause is another thing. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the auto pause. I just let mine run because I think it stops. It stops when I stop.
Yeah, it does.
And if I stopped it, I probably wouldn't remember to start it again. Now, if you don't have, so one of the things is you can start it, then turn your data off. So you're not using your data. It will work without having to use your data, which is nice because some people don't have data outside their house.
That's me.
So you can start it anyways, which is nice. And then if you happen to have forgotten and you're in a group ride or somebody knows, or you're going to add it, there's a plus sign. Do you see the plus sign on the right hand side? If you hit that, that's where you can do your manual entry for your activity. and you can add pictures. So when you're done, you can add pictures to your post and stuff like that. And once you're in the club page, then you will end up on our leaderboard, or you'll see all your data there. So when we send you the invite, make sure you accept it so that you're in the club, well, in the club, so that you're on our leaderboard. I think that's pretty much it. There's you, there's people you're following, and then there's the club updates. So you can see what everybody else is doing. You can give kudos. You can follow. You can comment. You can share. So we've really encouraged some of the ladies to, like, you can always see what their routes look like. So you can go ride them if you're in their neighborhood. So yeah, so the app is pretty straightforward, and you do all the editing on your desktop. So like I said, if you started your app and you drove home and you forgot to turn it off, then you finish it, you go to your desktop, you crop it, and do the editing there. So
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much it for Strava. Do you girls have any questions?
No, that was good. Thank you.
Because I recorded this. What I'll do is I'll put it on YouTube and I'll share it again in the page. And so you can go back to, you know, maybe some of the desktop items if, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, so always make sure your phone's charged up, and then you can turn your data off, and you can find friends and set weekly goals. Moira, have you ever done the VIP?
No.
No, because I think that's where, if you have a heart rate monitor, it'll add your heart rate monitor to your data.
Really?
I think that's part of the VIP part. Get me wrong, but there's got to have some extra features, that's for sure.
Oh, you mean, oh, so you have to, the one you have to purchase, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the membership, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. All right, excellent. 30 minutes.
That's great. The only thing I would suggest is just go in there and play around, because there's lots of things to learn and lots of things that you can do. I mean, I just learned something about cropping that I didn't know existed. So what I used to do was just go in there and re-enter the whole thing. But then again, what you do is you lose your achievements if you do that. So if you can just crop routes, that's great.
Yeah, so remember, all the cropping happens on the left-hand side. So you got the edit activity, and this is where you can create, so that's where you can create segments on your rides. Flag stuff, crop, split, delete, create, export. So that these little 3 dots right here is where you can do a lot of this stuff.
So exporting routes, that's the one that I have done before.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Yeah, exporting routes. And then I would, I think what I do there is I take one of my courses or somebody else's course and I upload it through there and I get it onto my Garmin.
Okay.
So then it actually, the route actually shows up on my Garmin. I've never actually been able to use a created route from Strava that will show you as you're riding on the road where you're going. I don't know if that's possible, but if it is, I mean, obviously you have to have your phone right in front of you as like a GPS map, which I don't. I always put it in my back pocket.
Yeah, so what I've done to create routes is I've just created routes like for the time trial. So if you go my routes, just a second here, activities. Yeah, my routes. So it just pulls up the map and see I've created these two. Those
Yeah.
are the time trial courses. You just go there, and if you have your favorite route, you just start somewhere. Say I'll start at wait, where are we here? Golf course. Okay, so say I start at the the info center, and it just you just create your route. It's like Map My Ride, and then you can save it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's but yeah, that little area where you can figure, like, do your cropping is pretty I had to figure that out. I had to change some rides. So but yeah, so where's that? That was under my profile, I think. Or
It was, yeah.
no, it was under my activities.
Don't think so.
Nope, it wasn't under my
Under the
activities.
dashboard. It's under the dashboard.
Is it on the dashboard?
Yeah. Yeah, activity feed.
No, see, it disappeared.
Okay, well, just if you just go into one of your rides, like click into one of your personal rides, that's how you do it.
My activities.
Yeah, you can get in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Open that up, and there's the crop.
Mhm.
So yeah, so if you want to crop that, make it shorter. I don't think you can make it longer. Then, hey, Michelle, do you have any questions? Oh, she's there. All right, so if you guys don't have any other questions, we'll just finish it here, and I'll upload it and share it to the group. And so yeah, so make sure you accept the invitation so you can pop into our club, our private club page.
Okay, thanks. Great
Thank you
session.
very much.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you.
ladies. Have a
Bye.
nice Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.